In this video, we'll be talking about weapons and armor, and possibly also magical items. So pressing the number 3 key from this menu will take us to the weapons and armor shop. And here you'll see a large number of items for sale. I'm not sure I'll buy any of these. Let's see. But you have your number choices here, and you're just pressing the corresponding number key on your keyboard will activate. You have 3 choices of close combat weapon, and they are not different in any other way than the more expensive the better. So you'll do more damage with a sword than with a dagger, and more damage with a spear than with a sword. If you buy one first and then buy another, then you will replace the one you bought with the second one. But you'll basically sell the one you had. But you will be getting some money back for the one you exchanged or sold back. That's good if you're a fighter. I'm not really a fighter in this game, so I won't be buying a weapon, at least not initially. Some armor, though, might be valuable, and they work the same way. More expensive means better. And you have the same mechanic where if I buy medium armor, already having light armor, I will sell my light armor for not quite 1,000, maybe 700, I don't remember, a percentage of the original price, and replace it with medium armor. Don't recall if buying cheaper will replace more expensive. You can experiment, or perhaps we can experiment later in these videos if my character becomes rich enough. A shield, however, can be combined with one of these. So you can have medium armor and a shield, and then if you upgrade to heavy armor, you will retain the shield still. So you have 2 pieces of armor, a shield and one of these here. Finally, you have bow and arrow. If you don't have a bow, pressing the number 8 key will buy a bow for £1,500. And if you have a bow, you will buy an arrow for £50. That's pretty self-explanatory, I think. So, shall we buy anything? I think I'll buy light armor. That seems meaningful. You'll see that it appears here. And then we'll leave. And we'll go to the Arcane Emporium, in which you can buy 3 kinds of magical trinket. The Fire Ring, which allows you to cast fireballs. The Shield Chain, which allows you to raise a kind of force field around yourself. And the Healthstone, which allows you to heal yourself. I mentioned poison in an earlier video, and we will be mentioning it later again. Poison can only be drawn out using either the Healthstone or making an offering at a shrine. Those are the 2 ways that you can get rid of poison. It's cheaper to make an offering at a shrine, but sometimes you don't have a shrine near, and you might be in a tight spot. So having a Healthstone then is very useful. Also, it can be used to just heal yourself regularly and be very efficient at that. It can even be used to avoid starvation at a pinch, although that's very expensive. But you can't use them by just buying them. Once you buy one, you will have it forever, but you need charges for it to work. You use charges every time you use it. So you can't buy charges if you don't have the relevant item. But once you do, then you will need to buy charges for each to sort of load it, if you like. That's rather self-explanatory, and I will go into detail how that works in a later video. Let's just do the bank while we're at it. It's simple. You press B to enter the bank, and I can make a deposit by pressing 1. Pressing up key here deposits 100, and pressing right deposits 10. And just like with rations, I decrease by 10 by pressing the left key. And well, if I have at least 100, I will decrease by 100 by pressing the down key and then confirming my choice with enter. I can also confirm 0 too. deposit none. But if I do deposit 200, you will see that my funds in bank is raised by 200. There is only one reason for doing this. That's to sort of safeguard your money if you don't want to spend them. You see, while you're out in the wilderness, you can be robbed, and if you're unlucky, you might lose all your money that way, and also some of your rations or all of those. If you don't have enough money, the robbers will likely take some of your rations. And then it can be good to have some money left over so you can possibly make it back to town, withdraw that, and buy some new equipment, or at least some new rations. By the way, the only thing robbers will take is cash and rations. They won't take anything else. So you'll retain your equipment. Now, banks are only available in the towns, so it's not a fantastic way of handling things, but I found it useful at the beginning of the game, especially when you are very vulnerable indeed. So I have my 200 there, and if I make a withdrawal, I do the same thing. I can increase this number by as much as I have in the bank. And then, of course, my funds will be reduced to 0, or whatever. My withdrawal will be deducted from my funds and put back into my cash pouch, I suppose. That's it for the market for now. I will make some purchases and get back to you in the next video.